Good almost afternoon. So it is Friday, December 20th, and we are ready to start our Christmas craft videos for 2024. We finished the bags a little bit early, so we started handing them out on Wednesday, and we are all set and ready to go. So today we are going to do a couple things. We are going to prepare one of our crafts for later, for early next week. We have to paint something today, and so we need to do that now so that the paint dries. And we're also going to complete our 2 reindeer craft, and they're fairly simple, so we should be able to do them both pretty quickly, but that's the plan for today. So we are going to prepare craft number 3, 4, or 5. I haven't decided when it's going to come yet, and we are going to do crafts 1 and 2, and they are both reindeer, so this should be fun. This should be fun. So let's get started. First step, we need to unbag our Christmas bag. So this will be your Christmas bag this year. And inside your bag, you will find coloring pages, and it's actually a full coloring book. It's based on 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. So this is for you. This you can color, and you can put that off to the side. We don't need it. The next thing you'll see in the back of your bag is this. This is your blue construction paper circle. This right here goes with this little bag, with the one that has cotton balls in it, okay? So you have a bag with cotton balls and snowflakes and trees and stuff. These two things go together. So if you want, you can put them together and put them off to the side, because we're not doing that one today. Then inside your bag, you will have a bag that looks like this. There's a black marker in here, and there are 2 craft sticks, large popsicle type sticks. This one leave out, because this is the one that we need to paint those sticks today. So put that off to the side, and just remember that it's there. Then you have this bag that almost looks empty. It has some brown strips of paper in it and a little red pom-pom and some eyeballs and so forth. This is one of your reindeer, so you need this one today as well. So put that one over by your bag with the black marker in it. Then inside your bag, you will see a bag that looks like this. It has a burlap triangle in it and some pipe cleaners and so forth. You need this one today. This is reindeer number 2. So go ahead and put that one in the pile that you're going to do today. Then you will find delicious candy. There's some candy canes and Hershey's Kisses in there. So these we don't need today. Some of you may have already found them and eaten them, but this can just go over by the craft that we're not going to do today. Then your last craft that you'll find has a green marker and a whole bunch of clothespins and so forth. This one, I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be, but we're not doing this one today. So go ahead and put that one off to the side as well. Then in the very bottom of your bag, you will find a glue stick. You will find a paintbrush. You want to leave your paintbrush out and your glue stick out, because we need both of those, okay? Then carefully, if you pull out the last 2 things in your bag, you will see 2 little cups. There's one that says glue, and it has a couple little applicator thingy-mabobbers in it. We need this, so keep this accessible. So you need your glue, and then the other one is a little cup with white paint. We also need this one today, so go ahead and put that off to the side. Okay, so we have the 2 crafts and the candy bag that we do not need. Those can go back in your bag if you would like, along with your coloring pages. I feel a little unorganized today, but we're gonna do this. Okay, so step number 1 is going to be, we're going to paint those sticks. So grab that bag that had the black marker in it, and go ahead and just pull out those 2 craft sticks. These 2. We need these. The rest of it, you can zip back up so you don't lose your eyeballs and buttons and whatever else is in there. And just put that off to the side, and then go ahead and grab your white paint. Okay. We put them in baggies, so hopefully nobody had any leaking occur with their paint. Oops, and I'm dropping everything on the floor. Okay. Lost my paintbrush. Okay, so what we want to do is paint these two sticks, and you really only need to paint one side. If you want, you can do both, but I think it's probably easier to just do the top half and the sides because you're only going to really see one side. So it's totally up to you, but we're going to paint one side today, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and point the camera down so we can all see what's going on. So here we have our two craft sticks, your paintbrush, your container of paint. So you can go ahead and open up that paint and just paint your sticks. And you may need to go over it a couple times just to make sure that it's fully covered. And you might get a little bit messy, and that is totally okay because I think that's kind of what crafting is all about. If you hold it carefully, you should be able to get it completely covered. I'm holding it down with my fingernail, but you could also hold it along the sides. And I would go ahead and just try to get a little bit of paint on the sides as well, and the tops and the bottoms. That's less important than the top, okay? So go ahead and paint away. I would recommend putting a piece of paper or something down. I put construction paper, but newspaper would work, or even just a regular sheet of paper. Just don't use the back side of your coloring book because otherwise you won't be able to color. Okay, so this craft we're going to do later in this series. I think probably Monday we'll do this one. So if something happens and you want to put a second coat of paint on these over the weekend, you totally can. I painted one earlier when I was doing the craft to make sure it was going to work, and it takes only several hours to dry. So if you want to put more on, you totally can. You'll totally have time. But I would just make sure that it dries completely before you try to put more paint on it. Okay. So we have now completed our two sticks. If you're not done yet, you can always pause this video and come back to it because I'm not doing it live this year. I decided against that. Maybe we'll do it live another time. Okay, go ahead and put the cap back on your paint when you're done because you don't need it anymore. And I would take this opportunity to go and wash out your paintbrush. I'm not going to do that because I'd have to stop the video. So I'm not going to do it. But please wash out your paintbrush. I only had enough that I could give you each one. So if you leave the paint on it, it's going to end up crusty. And then you won't have a paintbrush when you need it again. So go ahead and go wash that out. Okay. And then I would put these two craft sticks aside. I can't find the piece of paper I grabbed to put them on. Oh, this is a disaster. Oh, I think I found it. Okay. So then go ahead and put your two white sticks off to the side to dry. Okay. And now I'm going to fold this in half so that I do not get white paint all over everything else. All right. If you paused the video because you were still painting, welcome back. So let's go ahead and do reindeer number 1. Reindeer number 1 is this bag. It has, like I said, some brown strips. These are antlers and eyes and a red pom-pom, which you might be able to guess is going to be our reindeer's nose. So pull everything out, or dump everything out, depending on how you want to do that. Okay, so we got our two eyeballs, right? oops, we've got our 2 eyeballs, we got our nose, we got some antlers, and you should have 4 brown strips of paper. Okay, I am going to grab the finished product so you can see what it's going to look like. I said I feel a little bit unorganized today. I'm trying though. This is what he's going to look like when we're all done, and it's actually super easy to put together. So let's get started. Okay, you will need that glue stick. Here's my glue stick, and then you're going to take 2 of these to start, and one is going to go horizontally, side to side. The other one will go vertically, up and down, and we're going to make them into a cross. Okay, so then you go ahead and put some glue in the middle of that and stick them together. This glue is super sticky. Okay, so we've got the cross, right? But we've still got 2 more strips of paper that we need to work with here. So now that we've got our cross, we're going to do one like this, and we're going to do one like this, so that you have a star basically. So go ahead, you've got your cross, put some more glue right in the center, and lay that one across. Push it down, and then take your very last one. My eyeballs are in the way. And we're going to put that one across like that. Push them down real good so they stick. Now, the next step is kind of important, okay? You want to start folding these up to the center so that we can make it into a ball. You may. That's okay. You're going to want to start with the strips of paper that are all the way on the bottom. So if you look at mine, we're not going to start folding this one because this one is all the way on the top. Okay, so we want it to hold it in place. So if you flip it over, you can see which one is all the way on the bottom. In my case, it's these 2 horizontal, the horizontal one. So you're going to take these 2 and we're going to bring them up together just to make a loop. Okay, so go ahead and put your glue on there like so. And fold up the other side. You don't need to make the overlap really big, but you're going to want to make it, oh, you can't even tell really. You're going to want to make it big enough that it's going to hold. So I overlapped, I'll get it out. I overlapped about 3/4 of an inch. And that is the first one. So then if you flip it over again, you'll see which one is the second one, which one came second when we first glued them down. And that one is going to come over the top, and we're going to glue it right to this one. Okay, so go ahead and put your glue on the top here. And you're going to bring, oops, I didn't really get very much on there. Let's try again. Okay, so you're going to bring that side up, and it's going to go about halfway. And then you're going to put some more glue on there. I like crafts with lots of glue. We're going to bring this one up, and that one's going to overlap the one you just made, or the one you just glued down. Okay, so now we've got this interesting little contraption. It's kind of like a ball with legs. Yeah. Okay, so now we need to bring the last 2 sets up, last 4 strips up. Okay, so flip it over again and look, and I can see that this is the next one that we need to do. Same idea. So now we're bringing it up this way, right? And we're going to add lots of glue on there. And you really kind of want to go heavy with that glue stick because you don't want these to come off. Okay, so then we bring this one up. And again, about halfway into that circle. Okay. Oops. Push it down. Grab your glue stick again. Let's put some more on top of the one we just glued up there. Bring the other side up and overlap it. And then you can push down on this like I'm doing. If you put your thumbs underneath on the inside and use your other fingers to push it down, you're going to get a nice tight seal in there, okay? We've only got 2 left. 2 more strips. Okay, these are our last 2 strips. So these 2, we're going to bring them up and fold them this way. Gotta go with more glue, right? Okay. I have a couple preschool kiddos that come for story time that don't really like the feeling of glue on their fingers. I hope they make it through. All right, let's bring this last one up. About halfway. You're going to have to start to be careful putting your fingers in here because you don't want to rip the paper. Okay, last one. A little bit more glue. Last guy gets put on top, and then reach in carefully just like we did before. You'll find which one works the best. That'll work. And just push down to get that set. All right. The reindeer's head is done. Next step, we need to put some eyes and some antlers on. So you're going to want to do the eyes next. We'll do the antlers after the eyes, and then we'll do the nose as the very last thing, okay? So the eyeballs we gave you should be the kind where you peel off the back. However, sometimes they don't, and you might need to use your glue stick. But these are actually peeling quite nicely. So you can peel it off, and then just pick one of the strips to make the front. Maybe the one that you think looks the best. I think this is going to be the front. And we're going to put the eyeballs on the same strip. So we've got one. And then, come on. Okay, I got it. And then we're going to put this other guy on here. Oops. It just like flew out of my hand and stuck in there. So then we're going to put the other eye just like that. I'm getting quite the glare. There we go. All right, next up is the antlers. This is a 2-step process, so stick with me here. You've got your 2 antlers. Right now they're straight down, just the way that I cut them. We need to fold them over a little bit so they stick up. So you're going to want to fold probably about, I'll fold it and then I'll show you. Probably about that much. Okay, there we go. That's a good picture of it. About that much over. And you can fold them both just to get started so they're ready to go. Now you are going to need, again, to be able to get a finger in there. Just one, just so that you can hold this piece kind of flat to stick the antlers on. Okay, now you got 2 choices. You can stick the glue right on top of the head, or you can stick the glue on the antlers. It's totally up to you. I'm going to do it on the antlers because, I don't know, because that's what I want to do. So we're just putting it on that folded part. Remember, we folded it over a little bit. So you're just going to put the glue on that folded part. And then you are going to take your reindeer and you're going to stick it right on top of his head with the folded side back. See? And we've got one antler. Let's do the other one. Lots of glue. Lots of glue. If you run out of glue stick, I don't think it's possible, but if you do, trust me, we have more. I restocked the library's craft supplies this Christmas, so we're in good shape. We can give you more. Okay, so now we need to put this other antler on. Push it down. Oh, what's going on here? Reindeer. All right. Antlers are on. Just make sure they're standing straight up and that you've pushed them down good. Our little reindeer needs a nose, right? Okay. You again have two choices for this. You can use your glue stick or you can use the glue that I gave you. If you choose to use the regular glue, chances are it could drip off. Okay, so I recommend using your glue stick, all right? And to do that, we're just gonna put our finger behind the strip with the eyes on it. And again, you are going to get as much glue on there as possible, okay? Because it's important. And then take your little red nose, stick it on there, and push it down nice and hard, okay? And he's done. And now you need to name your reindeer. My reindeer's name is going to be Percival. This is Percival, and this is the other reindeer, and and this reindeer's name is Bartholomew. So we have Percival and Bartholomew. So make sure you name your reindeer. I don't know why. I just think it's important. Okay, reindeer number 1 is done, and this is your very first Christmas craft. This guy looks like he's bent funny in the camera, but he's really not. I'm looking at him, and he's really not bent funny. I don't know what's going on. All right, you can go ahead and you can put your reindeer aside. Give them to your parents and tell them that they need to put it somewhere. One of mine just had the nose fall off because I bumped it. Oh, Percival. There we go. Okay, Percival is standing. Okay, let's go ahead and do our second reindeer craft, okay? For this one, you do need your glue, okay? So go ahead and take that glue out of the bag and just take out one of these. This is going to help you put the glue where you need to put it. This is our second craft. This is reindeer number 2, and he's going to be a burlap reindeer. And this one is super easy. Way less gluing than what we just did, and it's super cute. And let me grab the finished product. Where is it? Okay, there it is. All right. This one is going to be an ornament for your Christmas tree, or it can be an ornament for the wall. This is what he's going to look like when he's all done. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. Let's just put it flat. So we've got another red-nosed reindeer, okay? And all we need to do for this one is stick the eyes on, stick the nose on, and work with the antlers. So we're going to do that in the reverse order of what I just said, though. Go ahead and take everything out of the bag. You should have one burlap triangle. If your burlap is starting to shred a little bit like mine is on the side, try not to pull it off unless it's almost off, because we just don't want your reindeer to come apart, okay? It gives it character. Then we've got 2 brown pipe cleaners. Those we need first. Well, second. And then you've got your 2 eyeballs, right? And a big red nose. You also should have something that looks like this. Do not stick this together yet, but this is the hanger, okay? And we're going to stick that in, and we're going to hook that together. So let's go ahead and do this, your hanger string first. What you want to do is you want to look at this top part of the triangle, the short part of the triangle, and you want to go down probably about 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch. I don't know. Just don't go right near the top, because burlap tends to shred a little bit over time. So you want to go down. I'm going to go down to right about, oh, I'm just going to mark it because you can't see what I'm talking about, really. So we've got this. I'm going to go to about here. Okay, so about that far down on your triangle. Then you're going to take this string and you're going to look at the ends. And if you see, we've got this end, we've got this end, we want to push this end through. Okay, and you're going to start at the front. You're going to look for a hole in this reindeer's head, and you're just going to push it through. My reindeer now has a black spot on his forehead. Then you're going to take these two ends and you're going to just push them together until they click. Once it is together, it's not going to come apart. Okay, it could come apart, but you will destroy this little plastic piece. So go ahead and push it together and you're set. Okay, you can go ahead and just pull that plastic piece down to the bottom if you want, so you don't have to see it. And we've got the string. My reindeer face is a little bit bent up here. Okay. Next step is going to be these antlers. We've got to get his antlers on his head. I need like a videographer for this sort of thing. Somebody to just take my video. Okay, so take your first antler and you're going to fold it in half. Okay, make this little loop and then just push this together so that it's bent in the fold. Okay, so halfway. Now, same idea as with this string. You want to go far enough down that it doesn't pull out of the burlap, okay? So I would almost go down as far as your string. See about how far I went down with that string? I would go down about that far with the antlers. And the antlers are going to go right about here on his head. Okay, you don't want to go too close to the end for the same reason you don't want to go too close to the top, because that end can start to shred a little bit, okay? So we want to go about, well, for me, it's about 2 finger widths over from the center, but you're going in the center of each section. So we have this section and we have this section, and we're going to aim for about the center in both of them. Same idea as the string. Take one end of your pipe cleaner and go ahead and find a nice hole, and it should slide right in. Super easy. And you're going to take it into the burlap all the way to that fold. Okay? Then all you have to do with this is twist it. Side over side. And just twist it up until you've got a nice twisted antler. And we'll deal with that later. You can leave it straight for now. So we've got it straight up and down, right? Now we got to do the second one. So again, take the pipe cleaner, fold it in half, make a crease in the bottom. So if you were to pull it apart, you'd have this little V. Then go ahead and look at your reindeer. And go ahead and find a hole to push it through. Pull it through to the V. Oops, make sure your string doesn't get stuck like mine just did. And then let's twist that one up too. Okay. And again, just leave the antlers straight up and down for now, okay? You can make them a little bit curvy when we're all done, but we're straight up and down for now. You should have your burlap triangle, you should have your 2 antlers in, and your string in. We've only got 2 steps left. Let's do the eyes. Again, these eyeballs, I know for a fact, these big eyeballs are, the backs peel off to make them stick. So, it's gonna make a liar out of me. Okay, there we go. So these should peel off, all right? Take off one. Find a good place for the eyes. It doesn't really matter where you put the eyes. I'm going to aim for right about here. One of my favorite things about preschool story time is when the kids just put the eyeballs wherever they want. And sometimes we have interesting creations where there's like 4 eyeballs and they're, all over the place. Okay, Okay, so then take your second one. Oh my goodness. Okay, now, important. Save your second back off of your eyeball. Okay, I've got the eyeball. I peeled the back off. Save this. Just put it close by. I'm going to put it right there. Go ahead and stick your second eyeball on. And you can push them down. Just try not to dent the eyes. These hold pretty well. This guy I made about a week ago. If they fall off, I would recommend using this little container of glue and just gluing them back on. But they do stay on pretty well. Okay. All right. Now we got to do the nose. And this is why I told you to save this little piece. Okay. It makes a nice backing for the nose, which will help the nose stay on, and it'll keep the glue from getting everywhere. Okay. So what you want to do with this little circle is come down here to the tip of the reindeer on his nose and just go ahead and put the reindeer on top of it. See how I did that? So we've got the circle, we've got the reindeer's nose, and you want to put this just over the top, and that's going to be the back to our nose, and it's going to hold that nose in place, and it's going to prevent you from getting glue all the way through the burlap and the nose not sticking. Get your glue. I didn't mean to order you around. Please grab your little container of glue. Take your little stick and get some glue. And I am going to tell you now that you want to use a good amount of glue. I'm not going to say a lot, but you really want to use a good amount of glue. And like I'm doing, just hold them down here because that'll help. And you want to just kind of tap it because it's burlap, so you can't really rub it. All right, that looks like enough glue. You've got 2 of these sticks, so if you want to throw this one away, you can. I don't see any sense in having to save it. Grab your red nose, put it right on there, and push it down. Okay, your second reindeer is actually done. He does need to dry. You're going to want to set him aside so that that ball will stick on there really well. And then with these antlers, you can fold them to the side. You can fold them forward. You can fold one going one way. You can make them curved. I'm going to make this guy with crazy antlers. That's what I'm going to do with him. And then when this guy is all dry, like I said, you can hang him on your tree with this hanger. He can get hung on the wall. He could get hung, I don't know, wherever you've got a place to hang something. And then just go ahead and carefully pick him up. Because we put that little piece on the back, you should be able to even hold his nose so that he doesn't, just so that you can pick him up. I'm having a problem. This is craft number 2. Reindeer number 2. I'm going to fix his antlers a little bit because they're poking down. See what I did with his antlers? I just kind of bent them so that they looked a little funny. And once he's dry, you can go ahead and hang him up wherever you would like. You can name these guys too if you want. Let's see if I can come up with some more creative names. We are going to name... We're going to name the first one I made Bruce. And there's a story behind that. But this is Bruce. This is Bruce the reindeer. Okay, so this one's Bruce. And we're going to name this one Bob. And if by any chance my friend Annalisa happens to see this, she will totally understand why. So I've got Bruce and Bob. Bruce and Bob the reindeer. They look very similar. They kind of look like twins. You can go ahead and you can set those aside until this guy's nose dries. And that should take, I don't know. I checked this one after about 2 hours and it was still a little bit, soggy. So I would give it a good 4 or 5 hours to dry completely before you hang it up somewhere. And that is reindeer number 2. So we'll put Bruce and Bob over there. Now you do need this glue again. So I recommend that you put the cap back on And I recommend that you put it back in the bag. It should be the small square bag. Oh, here's my small square bag with the other little, that little thing, applicator. So I would go ahead and put that in there. And then I would also put your white paint back in its little square bag. Because I can't remember. We might need it again. And if we don't, I gave you guys a lot of paint. So go ahead, put it in there. Zip it up. That'll make sure these are pretty, I don't know the word I'm looking for. They will keep the paint from drying out, but the bag is just an extra layer of protection so that you can make sure that your paint doesn't dry out. So your glue and your paint and your glue stick you are going to need again. All right. Whatever you want to put back in your bag, you are welcome to put back in your bag. If you put your glue and your paint back in your bag, just make sure they stay like this on their bottoms. Okay, that'll keep the glue and the paint from going up the side and making a gigantic mess when you open it. So if you put these back in your bag, I would recommend putting them in the bag on the bottom, just like that. And I'm going to do that because otherwise when I go to make my video next week, I'm not going to know where anything is. All right. Glue stick back in the bag. Hopefully your paintbrush is clean and you can put that back in the bag. I still need to go clean mine. And then just go ahead and put your other crafts back in there. This one with the black marker, this is your craft sticks that we just painted. So this one you want to seal back up and go ahead and put it back in your bag because we will need it, just not today. Okay? And that's it. We made reindeers 1 and 2 today. I had Bartholomew and Percival and Bruce and Bob. And I hope that you had fun with that. And please check back Monday at the latest is when I will do the next craft. There's a possibility we might get it done over the weekend. We'll see. But if not, I will see everybody Monday and we will do craft number 3, at least, possibly 3 and 4. But I might save 4 and 5 for Christmas Eve so that you have to wait. And it makes the craft bags last longer. I hope that you guys are enjoying your craft bag so far. And if you haven't gotten it yet, please come and get it at the library. We're open till 3 today. We are open 10 to 4 tomorrow. And then Monday, we're open regular hours. We are open 8:30 in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. And Tuesday is a short day because it's Christmas Eve. So we are open from 8:30 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. So come and get your craft bags before Christmas. But if you do not get it before Christmas, that's okay because you can still pick them up after Christmas and these videos stay up indefinitely. So you'll be able to go back and watch them and do the crafts. Maybe just not with everybody else, you know, who's doing it right now. We still have a lot left. A lot, and that's okay. And if we run out, I have enough craft supplies that I could probably do at least 50 more, so it shouldn't be a problem. Everybody have a good weekend and stay warm. And I think it's snowing again. I can't see because they're doing the construction behind me and now there's walls up, so I don't get to see outside unless I go in the hallway, which I'm gonna do. But have a good weekend and I will see you all next week.